G'day guys, my name's Jess from Athletes Authority. I'm one of the athlete development coaches here, and I've got one of my athletes here, Liv Mowat. She's just come back from a very successful trip to the Asian Championships where her and her Australian teammates qualified for the World Champs.
Yeah, we did.
And we're just going to have a bit of a chat on her time here with us at AA and hopefully her progression towards maybe a World Championships title.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. So Liv, tell us a little bit about your time before you joined AA. I guess to set some framework before we get into what it was like when you joined us.
Before I came here, I was training on my own. Most Australian handball players do. We don't have much framework for really having any training programs. We're fortunate enough to have one of our assistant coaches is the strength and conditioning coach, but he lives in Brisbane. Well, he did, and now he lives in Slovenia, so we don't have much FaceTime with him. And so, so he had like a single program he gave to everyone, boys and girls, that was handball specific as such, but not athlete specific. And I mean, that was very hard for him to do because he couldn't sit down and write a program for every national team. We have junior and senior. But so I was doing that for maybe since around October last year, I really started that. But before that, I didn't actually do a whole lot. I just kind of was aimlessly plodding around the gym. Like I didn't really know what to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I started that, I saw like results, but then they kind of tapered off once I kept doing the same thing till when I came and saw you guys maybe in July. I think I saw you.
Yeah.
And I was doing the same thing since October. So obviously the results started to taper a bit and I was just getting didn't really know what to do.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I guess, how did you come about getting to AA or hearing about AA to get this first chance meeting?
I think I followed you guys on Instagram for a long time. I don't actually know how I came and found you. I follow a lot of like accounts where I was like trying to find things to like put into my program that were a little bit different that I thought could help me and make it a little bit less like the same thing all the time.
Yeah.
And then I think I must have clicked on a poll or something, but I forgot about it. And then next thing I know, you guys were in my DMs saying, "Do you want to come in?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, sure." I thought. I mean, I really didn't want to because I was scared, but yeah, I thought, why not? Yeah.
Cool. And like so you come in for that first meeting. I'm not quite sure the setting. I think it was a performance testing.
Yeah, it was. Sorry, yeah, performance testing. Yeah.
So you come in for that first performance testing event. I'm starting to remember some of the guys that came in too. And just give us your rundown, your first perceptions of coming in, of seeing the coaches, the facility.
It was like way more professional than I thought. Like I assumed you guys would be, but at the same time, I almost didn't expect you to be. It was like super. Yeah, really professional and like, I mean, really good. A lot better than I thought it was going to be. I thought it'd just be like, oh, let's see how high you jump roughly, you know, that kind of stuff. But yeah, it was really good. And then after that, I was like, oh, wow, like this place is actually even more awesome than I thought. Yeah. Like I was like, oh, I think these guys could help me. Yeah. Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so once we ran through our performance testing, we kind of established that there were a few key things that we wanted to work on, and a big priority for you was that Asian Championships.
Yeah.
So our training began around that early July phase.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And I mean, selections were in August, end of August. So I didn't really give you much time to. I was like, all right, let's go. Pretty much. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And how did you feel your preparation for those selections, and then building into your time getting to that actual Asian Championships event? How do you think that compared to your training before you met us?
Like, I couldn't compare them. Like, really, I felt probably for the first time since I played handball, I actually felt like I was, I don't know, like doing the right thing. I actually felt like an athlete because I was working harder than I'd worked, but at the same time, it didn't feel like I was killing myself. It just felt like I was playing better. I felt more confident, which is the biggest thing for me, was feeling confident in my prep. And I think that showed a lot in my playing straight away from within the first week. People were like, wow, what's happened to you? Like, oh my God, yeah.
I remember getting several messages from you being like, hey, I'm playing better than I've ever played before.
Yeah.
People are telling me I'm playing amazingly. And I'm stronger and I'm fitter and I'm faster.
Yeah. So like I felt good, but then people started to tell me, and then a couple of people came up to, like, I think after my boyfriend came to see me play at nationals, he's like, I've had maybe like 6 or 7 people come up to me and just quietly say how much you've improved, and just like not to tell you, but just to say like, wow, they couldn't believe it. That's awesome. So that was really nice to hear.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so
yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. And you, I think you got a few accolades from club as well as those kind comments.
Yeah, I won most improved for my club awards, which is really awesome.
That's pretty good considering you've been essentially full-time handballing for what, 4 years now?
Oh, way longer than that. But like before, I'd say, I mean, I've been playing for around 8 years, but the first, even more than 6 of them were, like I played on junior national teams, but there was no drive to work really hard because there was not that many people involved, and it's all self-funded and things like that. So it's just, I feel like my first few years almost don't count to me.
Fair enough. Okay, so and we've been selected in the Asian Championship squad, and then we had a little bit of a roadblock, I guess you'd say, in the sense that you picked up a bit of a freak injury. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I was coaching at a handball, like a clinic for my club. My club was running like in conjunction with New South Wales Handball on a Saturday, and we were just coaching a bunch of school kids, and we were kind of hanging around giving advice, and then one team was like in a warm-up game too. It was just looking a little bit lower than the other one, so we decided to step in. A few of the coaches decided to step in and help out and just show them moving off the ball and that kind of thing. And one of the teams knocked the ball out, so I decided to pick it up, and a kid thought he'd race me to it, and I don't know what happened, but I bent down to pick it up, and next thing I know, he was on my back and I was on the floor and my knee was really hurting.
Wow. And that ended up being a near full rupture of your PCL, your posterior cruciate ligament, which majorly changed our prep for the Asian Champs. How did you cope with that mentally and physically, knowing that you put in so much hard work to get to where you were, and all of the positive compliments and all of the positives that you were getting in regards to playing better and feeling the best you've ever played, then knowing that this was going to dramatically affect your performance in the tournament?
Well, like I think maybe for the first 4 weeks, maybe 6 weeks, we didn't actually know it was a PCL. I was quite positive that it was fine. It just was a little bit of a niggle. So I kept playing. I didn't stop, which probably didn't help. But I kept telling you it was fine. It feels good. Then when we found out, I mean, that was a bit of a shock. I didn't expect it to be that bad as such. I thought it was just like a little sprain or something. But I mean, I found out I think the week before I went, so that was a really I was already very emotional and stressed about going, and then there was a lot of tears, but then a lot of also okay, well, I can't do anything about it, and I think that I would have been a lot worse off if I wasn't here, because I had you every day, how are you doing? It's okay, we'll be good, and Tim and all of the other coaches and physios, Naz and Sarah. And I think that made the biggest difference. And then I ended up going and I felt fine. I was confident in that it was going to be okay. So I think that made the biggest difference. I wasn't doubting it. I just was like, okay, well, this is the cards I've been dealt. Let's just do it. Of course. Yeah.
Sweet. And I guess when we touch on the tournament in itself, now we're there, tell me about the experience of playing on that stage. I think this is one of your first exposures in that top level. Playing with some international players that are coming back to represent Australia as well. Just give me the vibe of what it was like to go to Japan only a few short weeks ago, and now what it's like to know you're going back there for Worlds.
I've played overseas a lot for handball, mostly as a junior. I mean, the last 2 years I've gone to South Korea and played on my first proper senior teams, but they were more friendly comps. So there was almost this more relaxed vibe in a way, because it was a friendly comp and we were taking a younger team for almost to get exposure and experience. But that doesn't compare to playing in a competition that actually means a qualification, and with huge crowds coming and really, really major teams. It's way crazier than I thought. I was almost comparing it to junior experiences, which I could not compare. It was awesome. And it was really good. I think I said to you earlier this week, I felt the most pride I've ever felt playing handball, because I know I worked the hardest for it. I don't know, it was just a whole different feeling than every other time I've played. And I mean, we wanted to qualify, obviously, that was the goal, but it was also, we've never played in an Asian Champs before, so we didn't know what to expect. And it felt a little bit unrealistic to come in the top 5. And so the fact that we did that was just mind-blowing. Like, it was like that.
Massive
Yeah, as soon as we got that, we needed to come fifth to qualify, and we came fifth. And like, that feeling was just overwhelming. I think there was a lot of tears amongst every Australian supporter. I think some other people cried for us. Like, that was just so, and the messages that came in were just, really awesome.
The photographs of you girls running onto the floor once you guys know you win that last game is something that I think is quite special. And I remember seeing some of your Instagram videos of you guys dancing around the locker rooms, just jumping around. That was pretty cool.
I've never felt like that before. Like, because I mean, we don't win games. Like, so like, to win games and win games that matter, and now mean that we've qualified. Because like, we've only ever qualified for Worlds versus New Zealand before, and this is the first year we've gone to Asian Champs that they've changed our qualification pathway, and it's much harder. So we were optimistic, but not really realistic. But then that feeling was just, that made it so much better. Like, the feeling of the team dancing and crazy, and we were so happy, and it was awesome to win games, especially ones that matter.
Cool. Sweet. So I guess I want to try and tie this all together for you. What does it really mean for you now that you've found somewhere like AA to help you get where you want to go and represent your country to the best of your ability, and hopefully see you on that world stage more often, hopefully see you with a professional contract in the future, if that's what you want to do. What does it mean to have somewhere like AA supporting you in your corner this time?
It's the word. It's like, I can't explain like how much this place has changed how I play, how I look at playing, how I feel about my playing. And like, I feel confident for the first time that I could make this team if I work like I have been working, but I know that you'll make me work like I've been working, if not harder. And like, that is like, I can't find the word for it, but like, it's crazy. I feel so good going into my prep for Asian Champs. I know that I'll be working so hard for the next year, and like, I feel confident that I'll make the team if I work like I've been working. And like, I feel like it's made me push other people and like my friends on the team to be like, guys, look, you can work hard. Like, it's not all just like, just because we don't have the funding and the support process, like, find it on your own. And that's been the biggest change for me, is like, that I've realized like all this time we could have done it on our own. And this is why Australian handball doesn't get any better, because we all just, it's hard. But I mean, this place has really changed how I look at that, and obviously clearly how we can do on a world stage if we,
that's so cool. Great. Well, thank you so much for your time today. I know you've got a lot of prep coming up over this Christmas holidays to make sure that when we go back into club, that PCL is fresh and good to go, and then it's World Champs.
Hopefully, yep. Definitely. The
way you've been working, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much for your time.
No worries. Thanks, Jess.
Cheers. So that's it. How do you feel?
Okay.
I'm like...
Huh? That's the truth, I swear.
If you had to tell us what the difference was between like where you were, where you are now, what changes you've made in comparison to, just doing your training by yourself and playing, to just doing your training here and playing.
Yeah, the only thing I've changed, like, and I mean that I could account for the fact that I've gotten, I've improved so much, is here. Like, that's the only difference I've made. Club training, like, I mean, our coaches work hard, but I'm not learning anything crazy new, because we keep the same coaches and everything, but here is the only difference that I've made that I could really say is what has made me improve so much. If not just my physical performance, like, I'm fitter, faster, stronger, but I'm also much more confident in my ability because of this place. And you. And I've had heaps of people ask me, like, what are you doing? And it's like, literally just, this is what I'm doing. Like, coming here however many times a week is what I'm doing. That's made the difference. I'm sure of that.
Yeah. Wow. That's pretty cool.